When your strategy and culture are deeply connected, it is the result of thoughtful and constant application, and ownership can be a potent tool in that connection. In her study for the Harvard Business Review, Christy Rogers pointed out that all indicators suggest that deep and constantly felt sense of respect can create a culture and performance expectations that will allow your organization to truly flourish. She makes the point that where employees feel valued, shown by demonstrations of both owned respect, where you are a citizen of our community, and earned respect, great job on that client call, that organizations don't just survive, but thrive. There is in fact a correlation between those firms found on the best place to work list and the levels of productivity of their people. There's also a correlation between those firms found on the worst places to work list and the complaints about customer service levels and performance. So how does this affect your organization? Well, in so many ways. But let's tackle it just from the perspective of a project team. In project teams, most of the time, you can't just swap out team members. Even if you had the political power to do it, there would likely be few people in the organization with both the requisite skill set and availability in their current workloads to accommodate the swap out. When your team members do not have both an individual and shared sense of ownership, there is a tremendous potential for wasted time as people avoid productive conflict resolution. Building a culture that supports your strategic objectives is the glue that binds the interdependencies between the strategy and strong portfolio management. I recently worked with a manufacturing organization that engaged in a project involving two vendors. They were trying to recover a schedule that was 1/3 behind and a development plan that started without any requirements consolidated into a single scope definition. While their strategy to integrate the vendors' disparate parts into a single system was strong, the culture of my work versus your work that pervaded the project was the acid that eroded the possibility of progress, and worse, wore down the will of the team members' commitment to the project. Regardless of your deadline, 2020 or this month, how much time are you willing to waste because your team members cannot bring themselves to develop true ownership? So, what is true ownership? This is my watch. I own this watch. It's mine. What can I do with this watch? Anything I want. Well, within the law, I suppose. Most simply, ownership is ultimate authority. So, you give ownership of an activity, an agile story, or some deliverable to a team member. What can they do with that activity, story, or deliverable? Well, anything they want. Scary, huh? Well, that's because it's not quite that easy. As they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So, before I offer ownership to somebody, I need to know that they'll be responsible. What does that mean? Quite simply, it means they make a commitment to do the job right. And, as they're part of a project team, it also means they'll be accountable to me and the team. Accountability is so misunderstood. So many people align accountability with punishment. In my projects, accountability simply means accurate, timely reporting. Nothing more and nothing less. If you're going to be early, tell me. If you're going to finish late, let me know. If you're stuck, just tell me. I don't yell, I don't scream. I just help you get unstuck. Give me a team member that's responsible. They make a commitment to do the job right. They're accountable. I know what's going on and can help. Then and only then can I offer ownership. So, how do you get started? With the basics. Reinforce the behaviors that demonstrate true responsibility so that you can also introduce this interpretation of accountability. Introduce the ownership model we've just reviewed. Let us know if you'd like more information on the subject. We'll be happy to send it. Find small deliverables that can be the test bed in the area of authority. Be clear and explicit about the connection between the organization's overreaching strategy and the impact of your project to achieve it. Recognize behaviors that demonstrate increased responsibility, accountability, and authority. This is not to say the other KSPs are less important. They all work together in a way that embraces and enhances the benefits of each key success parameter as well as the interdependencies among them. As always, there are specific actions for recommendations for first steps. If you have suggestions for others, please let us know. You can always reach out to me at mbender@ksppartnership.com. Thanks for joining us.